Hi everyone, my name is Janice and I'm a crafter with Tonic Studios. Today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to create the new Chapeau box die set. What I'm going to do first is show you just a little bit on here. Most of it's the main pieces, so there's not as much to show until we cut them out. But as you can see, there's several tag dies. This one has a just for you if you want to use that. There's flowers and leaf, and a lot of the inner pieces are going to be decorative pieces. So I may or may not have some already decorated as we go, or I'll just wait to the end and then just decorate it all together. Let me put this aside so that I can show you how many to cut of each piece. Now, two of the main pieces are going to be for the lid and then the base. So I have right here, there's two large squares. One will be the larger one, of course, and then the other one is the smaller one. What you'll need to do is just cut out two of each. Next, we have the side panels. You're going to need to cut 4 pieces. These are for the sides of the lid. You're going to need to cut 8 pieces each. These are like the stripe piece on the sides of the box. As you can see, there's 2 different ones. We're going to need to cut 4 pieces for each one. These are like the smaller pieces. This one right here, we're going to need to cut 4 pieces. It's for the sides for the lid. And then this right here, we're going to need to cut 8 pieces. I'm going to show the die set for this because there's so many pieces. So for the next thing, it's for the ribbon. You're going to use this one, the largest one, and then the next one right here. And then for these 2 pieces, you're going to need to cut 4 each. This last piece is the smallest, almost the smallest square. If you want to put a centerpiece into the middle of the bow, not put any flowers, you can cut one of these and then that'll be the bow center. Now that we have cut everything, we can go ahead and get started on assembly. What we're going to do first, of course, is to fold all the tabs. So these are all folded. Now we're going to add a curve to each one. You can use something with a flat edge or even like a pen, kind of like set it behind it and then lightly pull, and you'll be able to curl the sides. Go ahead and do that to all 4. Once you have these creased, we're going to go ahead and glue these little side tabs together so you have one long strip. Once we have it all glued together, we're gonna grab our base pieces, which is the smaller of the squares. So on this, we have little notches on each of the side pieces, and then also on 4 of the sides for the base. I'm gonna show you this one just because the decorative one is kind of harder to see, but if you can see right here in the middle of each one, there's a notch. What we're gonna do is we're gonna line that notch up with the one that's on the side. So this side piece, it has it in the middle of this glue tab. We're going to line it up and then glue it down. And then we're gonna slowly go all the way around and connect it. I'm just gonna lightly push the sides just to make sure it kind of gets the rounded edges. Now what we're gonna do to reinforce the curve of the box, we're gonna get our small little curved pieces. So you should have 8 of these cut out. And what you're gonna do, go ahead and glue all these little tabs to this piece, and what it'll do, it'll reinforce the shape of the box. Once you've glued the corner, you can grab another piece and then just glue it on top to hide the tabs. You'll do this to all 4 sides. All the side pieces are on there, and this is our box. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna start on the lid. So I'm just gonna set this aside because we'll add some more to it later. And then we're gonna grab our box lid and the 8 side pieces. Definitely fold the glue tabs before you add the curve to them. That way it doesn't straighten it up again. So I already curved them, but we should have did the glue tabs first, then curve them after. Now with 4 of the pieces, you actually don't have to fold the glue pieces because we're gonna end up cutting them off. So just on half, just on 4, you'll curve and fold the glue tabs. These you just need to put a curve in, and then I'll show you what to do right after. What we're gonna do first, this is gonna have a notch in the middle of this glue piece. There's not gonna be one on the lid, but that's okay. What you're gonna do is start in the center, and then we're going to glue all the way around instead of attaching them all together. Now, if you prefer the way we did with the sides, you can do that, or you can do kind of one at a time. So you should have something like this. Now with these pieces, we are going to connect them, and we're going to make one long line. Once you have your line, go ahead and cut off all of the glue tabs. What you're gonna do next, I like to kind of place it inside just to make sure if I cut it down enough without glue. So I'm just gonna stick this in here, look at it from the side and see if anything is taller than the front piece, and then I can just cut it just a little bit more. You don't have to if you don't want to, because it does look like it's supposed to be like that. I just prefer not to have it like that. So I'm just going to cut a little bit all the way through again. Once you have it cut, you're gonna do the same thing just without the glue tabs. We're gonna glue this on the back side of the entire lid side, and what it does, it's gonna reinforce it so that it fits a lot better and isn't gonna be so flimsy. And that is our lid side. It's a lot thicker, a lot sturdier. All you have to do now is just put the top piece on to cover the glue tabs. There is our lid. Now after this, we're gonna add those ribbon pieces on the sides. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them all right here because we'll be using them. And then on each one, fold the glue tabs. Now before we put these on, if you plan on decorating the sides of the box, go ahead and do that before you add the little side ribbon pieces. Next, we're going to grab the one with the 2 glue tabs, and we're just going to fold one on the inside and then one underneath. And that's going to look sort of like a ribbon that goes all the way around it. And we're going to do this on all 4 sides in the middle. Once you're done with the box, we're going to do the same thing to the lid and to the sides. So first, we're going to grab our little pointy pieces and we're going to put them all on the 4 sides. So the points all kind of come together just like this in the middle. See if I can get it to stay. But it'll be a lot closer and all the way centered in the middle. So we'll do that on all 4 sides, and then after that we'll do the little side pieces. Once you have the lid done, we're going to grab these tiny little small pieces and we're going to add them right over the glue tabs so it'll cover that. And these all go on all 4 sides as well. Now we have the ribbon pieces on all of them. All we need to do now is create the bow. And I did mine in vellum, but you can use any color, of course. I did make some extra pieces to be kind of like the center of the bow, like this. So I am gonna glue them on there first before I show you how to put them onto the lid. Now with each one, we're gonna add a curve to them because we are gonna be placing these kind of like tip to tip. So this will be a good time to adjust whatever needs to be adjusted right before it fully dries onto this. And if you want, you can kind of wrap your finger and pull these pieces together. That way you know that this part is round. Now, if your paper is not like this one where you can kind of peel it up and adjust it, only glue half of it onto the ribbon so that the other half, when you turn it, you can glue it on to make sure that it doesn't like roll any of the paper underneath. And of course, you can always reapply the glue. Now that we have all the pieces together, I'm just going to put the lid on top. You don't have to, you can leave it off, but I'm going to do that so it's raised a little bit higher so you can see better. And starting with the large piece, you can figure out, like, do you want the large piece right here or do you want it right here? I plan on doing the big, small pattern all the way around, but you can always do like this too. So you guys just figure out what kind of pattern you like, and then we'll start with that one. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to line it up with the point. And then I'm going to glue them together. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do another large piece, and I'm just going to line it up. And I'm going to make sure that it's all glued down properly as well. Now with the smaller ones, we're going to angle it to be in the center of each of the big ones, and we're going to glue them down. And then once that is all done, you can glue in your center ribbon piece, or you can place a flower inside of it. Or even if you have one of these extra Nouveau drops, you can place that right on top, which I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to add a bunch of glue, because I want to make sure it really sticks. And I'm just going to hold it there until I feel like it has dried enough, because the paper is kind of slippery. And once you're done, this is what you should have. You should have the box with the ribbons on the side like this, and the bow right on top. And you can decorate it, add some flowers to it, whatever you feel like. It's a pretty large box, as you can see, so you'll be able to fit quite a few things right inside of it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps you with building your box or inspires you to create something new. Thank you so much, and happy crafting. Bye.